So I keep seeing more and more A24 films. Like it went from me seeking out to watch A24 films to literally being every single horror film I turn on being A24. They have made 14 films this year and there is still more to go. So there is a lot of A24 films that don't get enough attention, so I'm here to scrape the bottom of the barrel to find out the least popular films and see if they're any good or they're actually there for a reason. So we got extremely different kind of like genres in horror. They're still gonna be horror, but different types, different humor, different artistic styles. And I am here to see if they're hidden gems or hide them gems. There is a lot of A24 films that are bad, and I'm here to pick films that would be kind of interesting. There is so many films that I have no clue what the fuck is the reason for them. There is a film about a woman loving the trees, so I ain't watching that. There is Mojave. A suicidal artist goes into the desert where he finds his doppelganger, a homicidal drifter. I don't even want to begin understanding that. So I want to start with something more classic, something that is familiar to us horror fans. The Monster, 2016. It is a very like dark kind of film. It has a clear antagonist. It has a whopping 5.4 rating with 20,000 people given that rating. So it is very low on that scale, but I can assure you there's gonna be lower. The start sets up an interesting relationship between a mom who is struggling with many things and a daughter that kinda has to keep the family even though it's just two of them. But it sometimes feels way too complex, way too dramatic, something out of like a soap opera.
Don't talk to me like that.
Fuck you, fuck
Talk
you.
to me like that.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
So they're going on a road trip, some kind of road trip, I have no clue. And you know something is bad gonna happen with the amount of car scenes they already had. But I've no clue what the fuck happened here. How did they crash? What did they crash? How is it just spinning? Why is the car like wrecked? Oh, did they really smack the wolf on the road? Weirdly in this film, a lot of like the typical horror tropes get like subverted. So there is actual signal here, which, you know, none other film has given signal to the characters, but they call an ambulance, they call a tow truck, and people actually arrive. The guy that meant to help tow the car is here, so and then you would imagine he's a creepy guy that is actually gonna be bad for the kids, but no, he's a nice guy. It's just the fact that he opened the door without asking and took the bag that conveniently had both of their phones in, and then he placed it in his own truck and locked it. So, and he instantly starts like working on the car, like going like beneath the car, and I genuinely have no clue why is he trying to fix it. Your job, like, they need medical attention, so why are you working on the car where you can like tow it to safety? Because it's raining, it's dark, you don't have any tools, so what are you gonna do on the car? But sure, he starts working on the car, and the mom sends her daughter to get the phones from the car. The daughter finds out that the truck is locked, so she just goes into the wood and finds the wolf that was on the road, now is in the woods. And what is the mom doing in that scenario? Because she's just having fun, she doesn't care about her daughter going into the woods where there is a wolf. And we get like the first peek at the alien, and I'll give it that it's bad. I'm sorry, it looks horrible. So the guy that was working on the car dies. I don't know how nobody saw or heard anything, but he just kind of disappears. With the size of the monster, it's hard to believe that actually happened, but his hand just jumps on the car. why would the monster do that? And then why would the mom just jump on the arm? And the dude is actually still alive. He's crawling to his car. And both of them are just yelling for the man to like, turn around. He's right behind you. Bro, run. What do you expect him to do? Like, look at him. He's barely alive. He's not running anywhere. You could try turning on the car. Maybe he fixed it and ramming that goddamn animal. And he gets sucked under the car. I don't know why logistically the monster was standing there and then he walked around behind the car and then beneath the car. No clue what is happening, but bear with me. But hey, now the truck door is open. So mom decides to go for the keys. And if I was in that scenario, it would be a boring ass film because I would just camp in the car because there was no evidence that the animal can get into the car. Never mind, I would be very dead. I'll give this film that. The jump scares are effective. I don't know if the film is more kind of slow paced, darker, hard to see, so you kind of have to focus it more on it. And the jump scares get me. I think all of them made me a little like... So the ambulance arrive, which is great, and they actually see the monster. So it is so refreshing. Rather, I hate when films do that, when like the main characters experience the evil entity and they try to explain to like people that can actually help, and they're like, no, I won't believe it. And they go on to explore themselves and die, So I hate that trope. So it's so nice that ambulance saw the monster. Wait, what do you mean they actually go into the woods, explore more? Why would you go into the woods? First of all, this woman needs serious medical attention. And second of all, you saw a huge ass creature burst down like the window and start eating this woman. And your instinct is to go into the woods to look at it. Even best case scenario, it was a wolf, not a creepy ass alien. It's still dangerous. One guy dies and the other person, I don't know if I don't understand this clearly, kicks down the window. I have no clue why. My only guess is that in the production, they needed the window to disappear so that the woman could get sucked out. But it looks weird. I don't know why would she kick the window. She jumps on the wheels and she finally is in the car, escaping. She's driving fast. And the monster magically just from the side T-bones the car. And they're fine. The monster jumps into the car and we find out that the monster is afraid of light. And then what she does with that information? She just goes outside and starts puking blood. The urgency in this film is crazy. And then she makes a torch and thinks of a plan that she will go into the woods to distract the monster so her daughter could run and get some help. Where is she gonna run? And what if, like, you have the torch? Your daughter will just get eaten and then you later get eaten. So I have no clue what's going through her head. But she gets attacked. So the daughter obviously like tries to protect her mother. So she starts beating and then scares off with her flashlight. Which, you should have done that in the first place. And then she just like kind of is bleeding to death and dies. So you're back to square one, but just the mom is dead now. So now alone, she thinks of this crazy plan she distracts the monster, leading it into the van and then leading it out of the van. And then just flamethrower at it and it dies so quickly. Like, it is insane how easily it burns and also like how it put up no goddamn fight. I genuinely think it is the worst ending I've ever seen in a film. Like, it made no sense. It ended way too fast, way too easy, Any danger that was kind of throughout the film made no sense. The mother and daughter relationship that was complex didn't really matter, because in that scenario you're still kind of gonna team up against the monster. So let's move to a different film, very stylistically different, False Positive. It was made in 2021, and it's actually a film that I was planning to watch when it came out, but thank God I didn't watch it because it's also not that great. So it was rated by 8.6 thousand people, and it has a rating of 4.6, so we're going lower, baby. This film doesn't really feel like a horror film. It has some creepy scenes, and at the end there is a little bit blood. So I'll start quickly because there's a lot of things to go through. So there is a couple, they want to get pregnant, they can't get pregnant, so they go to an expert. The mother at first really didn't want to go to fertilist expert, but they finally go. He injects her with something, and boom, sometime later she's pregnant. She's having a boy. Oh no, two boys. Oh no, three. There's two boys, two twin boys, and a girl. And what else? A fucking clown car inside of her? Like, how so many? But she has to choose either it's two boys or the one girl, because they can't make it. She wants to keep the girl. The husband wants to keep the boys. The guy just caves in and just like, okay, sure, the girl is fine. The mother kind of gets suspicious about everyone. The doctor being creepy, not giving like bad vibes. The husband as well, he has a safe. Oh no, that's crazy. Crucial to the story, he is good friends with the doctor. The doctor is like very famous. So many people want to go to him, but because it's his friends, like he has a full access to the doctor. The mom instantly gets so paranoid, even though nothing really happened. The expert got her pregnant, her dream came true, and she goes to this weird voodoo lady that just kind of is yapping about space, universe, and just, you know, like nice, beautiful words. And she genuinely pisses me off. She has world famous expert that other people wait 2 years in the queue to get, you know, to work with him, and then she is just instantly like, no, I'll choose this random woman. So she starts having problems. She gets kind of fired from her job, but really being like, hey, take some time off, you need it. And then she brings lunch to her husband, and the husband tells her that she already did today. It is crazy to watch an A24 film, and the craziest shit that happens is she brings lunch twice. So she wants to get into the husband's safe, but she doesn't know the passcode, so she randomly hears someone whispering the code, and boom, it works. Finds out the husband is spying on her. That's weird, but why would he spy on her? She doesn't really hide anything. Also, they keep adding like random horrible dream sequences. Like, they know the movie is boring and they just trying to make this like kind of artistic thing that speaks about women and their pregnancy, which, you know, I can't say anything, but still, the dreams are shit. That's what I'm saying. And so the mom finally tells about the midwife to her husband, and I genuinely hate her. She can't give a single point besides the doctor is giving bad vibes. So that's why I'm choosing this random ass woman that did not provide any proof that she actually has any medical experience. And she starts giving birth, and the husband is so supportive, so loving. He's like, okay, let's go to this midwife, we'll sort it out. She gives birth, and then the midwife is like, oh no, you're bleeding, you should go to the hospital. What is the point of you if you like you can't even like stitch her up or something, if you can't give birth? Okay, the doctor supporters will get some negative things. the doctor actually lied and she gave birth to 2 boys instead of the girls. It's probably the dude being like, hey, I want the boys. She'll, understand it. Just, annihilate this girl. The mom, instead of being happy with the 2 boys and, finally having kids, she just goes on a rampage, finds the doctor, and basically is telling him that, oh, you killed my daughter, and then he, for no goddamn reason, reveals that he impregnated her, which, okay, that's pretty bad. Okay, the doctor was creepy at the end, and then he starts giving like monologue with this like orange ass syringe that like, oh, it won't hurt. What do you expect her to do? Just kind of like stand there and take it? She's like starts smacking him and kills him and his assistant, and then she goes home and then floats her boys. That's the A24 weirdness I was looking for. But anyways, this was hella confusing. I just hope the next film will be kind of simple, nice, entertaining. So I don't know if anybody can prepare you for the roller coaster that you're gonna experience of this film. It is called Slice. It was made in 2018. It was rated by 4.2 thousand people, and it has a rating of 4.6. Low as hell. So please bear with me while I try to explain the absolute complexity of this film, the craziness that goes on, the humor that I just still can't understand. This film goes for just the crazy kind of surreal feeling rather than making a normal story. It takes place where monsters like ghosts and vampires and werewolves, witches kind of live in the same world, but basically everyone is dead except humans and ghosts. And you might ask how ghosts look in this film. Well, they just have like white makeup on them and they talk a bit slower, but sometimes they don't talk slower. It basically, a human dies and they turn into a ghost, and that's basically it. There's no crazy feeling about death because you're still kind of will move on to doing things, but now you don't have to pay rent or like taxes. So it is genuinely nicer to be a ghost rather than a human. So with the fact that like dying is not that big of a deal, the main conflict of the story is this pizza delivery guy dying, and then the entire town going into like a panic. There's detectives finding out. There's his girlfriend that is like trying to find the murderer. There's paparazzi, which this guy that probably like misunderstood the scenes because strange things were happening here. But there's so many things going on, like the mayor giving out speeches that like we're working on it, drug dealers happening, and it's like, bruh, he's chilling in the corner, like there's no urgency into this. And all of these characters are trying to be like the main comedians, which I can't take them seriously. It feels like an SNL sketch where it's just everybody is for laughs, but at the end they just kind of tell the same jokes over and over again. It is clear that it was written by just one guy that has his own type of humor, and he puts on every character that.
Making us weak, reckless, and negligent.
Listen, Joe, I was just playing. I always wear a rubber.
No, Scooter, it is you who must listen. You forgot this order of days, dangerously delicious dipping stick.
Right. What kind of werewolf are you?
The kind of werewolf that wants to deliver quality Chinese food at affordable prices. That's quality Chinese food. Affordable prices.
The killer is killing people who are doing deliveries and mainly from and only from this pizza shop. So basically, at the start, everybody's like, hey, if you're doing delivery, you will die. But I still don't understand why they do it. I watched the film to the end. It makes no sense, so wait until the end. Anyway, so the main suspect becomes this werewolf because he was at the murder scene, and still don't understand why he was at the murder scene. There was no point. I'll spoil it. He isn't the murderer. Everybody suspects because he's the only like werewolf. So the murderer are these witches, which this one character was actually funny. Her delivery was great.
Your message, get. I'm sorry?
But they're the evil people, and they're working as well with the mayor, which I don't know what is he getting from it, because the witches want to open a evil portal to hell, and then the witches just kill the mayor, but there's no urgency because he's just giving a speech dead, and he just reveals the entire plan about witches. So it was very weird. Why would the witches kill the guy when he just as well can talk? But now they put a weird spell on everything and zombies turn evil. But then that was quickly forgotten and they moved on. So the reason that the witches were killing delivery people is because they wanted access to the pizza place. I don't know, why do you need to kill everybody? Just go in the middle of the night when there's nobody else, because in the basement there's a huge portal to hell. Because by killing delivery people, they just gave away that they're targeting the pizza place. So investigation was done and they find out that there is a portal. So they were planning to protect it, but they just exploded the pizza place, which just opened the portal. And crazy shit is happening. This girlfriend is like now killing all the witches, and she finally gets a chance with this main one, and instead of just killing her, she just tackles her on the ground, giving her chance to kind of like use her like Green Ranger powers on her. And then random shit happens. This witch that was just standing outside gets teleported in the car and locked. So she's out of the game. There is a huge battle between werewolf and witches, and then the police just shoots the witch in the head. And maybe because this is the outro, but genuinely the scene where they're kind of advertising this new pizza place while they're dead, it is kind of funny. That feels like an SNL sketch. But yeah, that's basically it. And my research is concluded. I found out that basically follow the rating. If no matter if it's A24 or any film, anything below 6, just don't bother with it unless you're high and you just wanna kind of laugh. There was like in Slice moments where maybe there was funny things. The monster was funny. False positive, not really. That was way too artistic and weird for me. But yeah, anyways, I hope you liked it, and bye bye.